What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Cherry Bomb, the best anime podcast this side of the Mississippi. I am your deaf, blind, and mute host, Jay, along with my co host, who is half human, half gravekeeper, Aaron. Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well today, Jay. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing swell. Today's anime that we've been watching, or not this week's anime that we've been watching, is Sunday Without God. So
Yeah.
you want me to go through the facts or something, or do you
Yeah,
have something to say?
I got a lot to say about this anime, but let's go to the facts.
Okay. All right. So Sunday Without God is a fantasy shonen anime. It was released in 2013. It was based on a light novel by Kimihito Iri, and this is the only work. The only other work that he's done is Moho no Ko.
But you saying it came, I didn't know it came from a light novel.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense
Mm-hmm.
about this anime now. You put it in that context.
Yeah. So there was first the light novel, then it was adapted into a manga, and then this anime came from. I don't know if it came from more of the manga or if it came from more of the light novel. I'm not really sure. And the illustrations were done by a guy named Shino. That's his name, just Shino. And he's done the art for Clockwork Planet and Lance and Masquez. Have you heard of any of those?
Clockwork Planet I have.
Is that I think it's anime, right?
Yeah, it's an anime.
I think I chose the stuff that has anime. I think he's done other stuff. I just only chose the stuff that had an anime. The studio was Madhouse. Are you familiar with Madhouse?
Very. They're like one of the one of the top 5 production houses right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, they've done Ace of Diamonds.
Yeah.
Monster, Death Note, Trigun.
One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. So they got a good what's the word?
They have a good catalog.
Yeah, good
catalog. They're good
Yeah.
pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Like they're like top 5. They're like a top 5 anime house right now.
Yeah. Okay. So it was licensed by Sentai Filmworks. I'm sure you're familiar with
I don't know if I ever said my distaste for Sentai Filmworks on this podcast before.
Have you? I haven't.
Oh my
I haven't heard
goodness!
this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, they when they license anime and they release it over here in the West,
Mm-hmm.
they charge Japan prices for anime. So we'll get like for example, they released Sword Art here, and each disc was $90.
Really?
For 4 episodes.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, so like
And they did that intentionally?
yeah, just because it was like a special edition, so it came with stuff, but it was not worth $90.
Yeah, it's just 4 episodes.
It's because the reason why they did that was because they don't want people from Japan just buying the English one that's cheaper.
Oh, okay.
And then doing it that way. That's why they charge $90 just so.
But doesn't Japan have different? Oh, I guess if it's a Blu-ray, then
it's a Blu-ray.
Yeah, then it doesn't. There's no region locking.
Yeah,
or something like
exactly.
That. Okay.
But both, it doesn't even matter because for Blu-ray and DVDs, U.S. and Japan are both Territory 1.
Oh, they're both NTSC.
Yeah. So they're both work on any Blu-ray player.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really do hate them because my Persona 4 DVDs were originally so much money. They were like $60 for like 12 episodes. And they even have the Japanese dub on it, only the English dub.
Oh wow!
And it cost me $120 to get both of them.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I hate them.
All right, so a little bit about Sentai Filmworks. They've done the Big O, Get Backers, Golgo 13, and Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeons? So I just picked some.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in doing Golgo 13 just because he's like the Japanese James Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'd probably do that one in the future. So the music was done by Hiromi Mizutani, who's done Hellgirl, the Wallflower movie, and a movie called Poppin' Q. Have you ever heard of any of these? Well, I'm sure you've heard of Hellgirl.
Oh, Hellgirl, yeah, but not any of the other ones.
Yeah, the Wallflower. It goes by like when I looked up the Wallflower, it goes by like 4 different names or something like that. I don't know why. When I watched it, it was called the Wallflower, but it's called something else now for some reason. And I just picked Poppin' Q because it looked like an interesting movie. So, the opening theme was done by Eri Kitamura, who was the voice actor for D.
I didn't even catch that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and the ending theme was done by Mikaku Komatsu, who's the voice actor for Ula. So,
that's all right.
Yeah, so both the themes were done by some of the
characters.
Voice actors.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's always a plus when they do that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know. Well, there's a reason why I didn't notice. So.
Yeah, because one of them really doesn't talk that much.
One doesn't talk, and I skipped the majority of them. That's why we can wait to talk about those.
Okay. All right. So do you want to hop into the topics?
Do you want to hit the synopsis first?
Oh yeah, you can. I don't have the synopsis.
I don't have the synopsis either.
You can tell how prepared we are.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'll look it up real quick. I'll edit this out.
I all forgot about it. All
right. After 2 months of research, we finally have the synopsis.
Exactly. God abandoned the world on Sunday. As a result, no one in the world can die or have kids. A little girl, I, is a gravekeeper for the village and is tasked with helping the would-be dead try to find peace. However, one day, a boy identifies himself as Anthony Hambart, the man-eating toy, appears in the village, killing everybody and disturbing the balance of things. Upon their first encounter, both I and Anthony come to realize shocking truths.
That's pretty much like a synopsis of like
the first arc.
First arc, yeah. But yeah, so like basically everybody's immortal. You can die, but then you'll come back.
Come back to that, yeah, and you're just a zombie basically.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of it, Jay? You can go for it.
Just like general.
What are your thoughts of this anime before we jump into the topics?
Well, I have a lot of problems with this anime. I mean, it was an okay watch. I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Oh no.
Jumping to rewatchability. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say this is a very mediocre anime.
Oh, to say the most of it.
Oh, why you have even more to say negatively?
No, man. It's not even like I hate this anime. It's just it's so sterile and bland.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It reminded when you said it was a light novel. It just reminds me how much generic light novels are for like the cash-ins basically.
Oh, okay.
And I know I picked this anime because I thought it was gonna be really cool, and because.
Yeah, you picked it because it had a cool concept. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And like the years, I've been wanting to watch this anime. I guess it just got built in my head.
Mm-hmm. And you just built it up in your head.
Yeah, and it was not what I wanted it to be.
I know you struggled to watch the last 3 episodes.
Oh my god! Well, I struggled more watching this than watching Flint.
Yeah, that's really saying something. Because this is only 12 episodes.
Exactly. And I waited the bare minimum to finish all the episodes.
Yeah.
Whereas like Flint, it was just the volume of it. There was so much.
Yeah. That you kind of had to watch all of them.
Yeah. But then this one, it was like, I kind of wish I just watched Flint over again. I guess more of my nitpicks we can go as we go through the topics, but pretty much I did not enjoy this anime.
Yeah.
I mean, it has some bright spots,
mm-hmm.
but it's not worth it overall, I think.
Yeah. All right, so do you want to start on some topics?
Yeah, so let's hit
the cross media.
Cross media, so it's a light novel.
Yeah, it was a light novel, a manga, and then the anime. There was also a drama CD.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And then an OVA that none of us...
Yeah, we didn't watch the OVA. Well, mostly because you could only watch it illegally online because it was released as part of like a Blu-ray bundle thing.
Okay.
Like as a bonus. And I don't think the OVA would have been that great of a watch because it's like a hot spring. It's part hot spring, part memories of like it's nothing that adds to the plot. It's just like side stories.
Okay, that's all right. Art and cinematography. Okay.
Oh, you want to go first with
the
art?
So I can go first with art. I have written down here generic.
Okay, yeah.
It's very generic. You play Gothic Lolita, Lolly, this main staple.
As far as like the art style itself, it's like it's pretty, but it is like you say generic, like dime a dozen looking.
Yeah, I mean it's well animated to say the least.
Yeah.
And some of the designs are kind of cool. Yeah. Like
the anime is very colorful as well.
Yeah, like eyes. Even though it's like a generic Gothic Lolita design, it's pretty cool. And then like her the shovel design.
Oh yeah, the shovel's really nice.
Like Scarred.
Scar is super generic.
Yuri. She's generic.
Julie, right? Julie, Yuli. That character actually has like 3 different names depending on what version you're watching.
Really, that's funny. So it's like a Julie or
it's Yuli with a like with a silent J.
Yeah.
I forgot which one, but it's Yuri with a Y. Is also canon.
That's what just makes it so messy. Though actually the designs I thought that were really really cool were in Orthos. So begin Ula's design.
Yeah.
And her all like
when she's wearing all that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty really cool. And then what is his name? Kiriko's parents.
Oh yeah.
The half the half people.
We didn't get to see all of them, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
We only saw 3 of the 5.
And we didn't even see how they swap.
Oh yeah.
People. I was really interested in that. How they swap sides.
Well, it was like the witch that took parts of each person
one, right?
to make Kiriko, but they didn't really explain it too much.
Yeah, like I think that's also a problem I have with this anime. There's like a lot of cool things on the surface that you want them to go deeper on.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved for them to stay in Orthos a little bit longer and learn some more stuff. But it only goes like an inch deep, and then
they're out of there.
Yeah, and then it just moves on to the next part.
Yeah.
And then which, I don't know if you want to say more about the cinematography, but it leads. Orthos is probably like my favorite arc of it all.
Oh yeah.
And it has my favorite characters in the whole series.
Yeah, mine as well.
The cinematography.
There are some cool shots that I recall. Like one in Orthos is like when they're like in that plaza and there's like papers falling down.
Yeah,
with like that big crowd. That was a nice shot. Dude, you have any?
There's a lot of cool choices. Like when Kizuna, her dad, when he's getting beat by those guys.
Oh yeah.
I really like. Yeah, I just really like there's some views of like inside of his head, like when he's talking and his sides getting all blurry.
Oh yeah.
And then that fight that ensues during that part was shot pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It kind of is coolly shot, but at the same time, it was shot in a way to save money, because you can just see things flying in the background, and like so they don't have to pay to animate everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this.
But, like another shot that like sticks out to me is when that Humphrey Eye's dad like kicks her off the bridge, and then she's like in the water far away, and then you see like a shot of the bridge. I thought that was kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's pretty scarce of all like things that stick out to me.
I was gonna say like we can give it the title of better cinematography than Flint. The other thing about this, the art of it all, and it also goes, I guess, even to the writing. It's really edgy, especially in that first arc. Like
how so?
So how that anime, like how I perceived it to be, even with like Anthony Hambert when he was talking to Ai, like it kind of to me it set up the anime to be like, oh, this anime is gonna like be dark and it's gonna try to break her, but it never goes that like the story never goes that deep.
Yeah.
Into that, like you could take this play, like you could take it to like a really dark place, but it never gets there. It never even treads that water.
Yeah, I mean, and they kind of build it up in the anime, like, oh, this place is like not a place for kids to wander about, but then nothing really bad happens.
Yeah, exactly. Even when she gets kidnapped and gets sent to Goron Academy, like it's.
Yeah, she's getting fed. They have a nice bath.
Oh, I wish, going into it more, I wish there was more Goron Academy. It sucks that there was only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And like a lot of like interesting characters were in Goron Academy, and we didn't even get to spend
that much time with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they were dumped off at Tanya's house.
Yeah, exactly. And then just bye.
Yeah.
Like this anime has so much. Like I really enjoy. The one thing I do enjoy about the anime is I like how it's split up into arcs. I really like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it disjoints the story.
Yeah. It's like you could tell that it skips a lot of things in between.
Yeah, like it would be nice if there was like one transitional episode.
Yeah, there was a one-off episode, but that one was like completely skippable.
Yeah, exactly.
I have more to say about art.
Go ahead. Hit it.
Okay, so it's actually the one thing that I really did not like about this anime was how bright everything looked. Like, say it's the whole anime looked like it was shot like at sunset, or if it was nighttime, it looked like the moon was like full and it was hella bright. And I just really didn't like that they used that like throughout the entire anime, because it made it look really contrasty.
Yeah,
like, there was like a whole bunch of shadows in this anime, and it was like I would think it was too many shadows.
Yeah, I feel you.
And another thing with all the brightness, this anime is very colorful, like I said, but like when it's bright and stuff, it like when it's daytime, it looks like it's not just like straight sunlight. It looks like it's going through like stained glass or something, and it's sometimes like it made me kind of squint because of how bright this damn anime is.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like it's not like a fun, colorful either. You know, like to me, even though it is colorful, it still comes out as like generic.
Yeah.
Like usually, like that has great color in it. Like I think a lot of like Ballroom has really great colors to it.
Yeah.
But it you can see how it can seem generic, but it's more the more vibrant color. I guess that's what's missing from here is like you said, like there's no contrast to the colors.
Yeah.
They're just like up there. Maybe it's just because we were watching it on Crunchyroll, but we were obviously watching the censored one.
Oh, were we?
I think we were watching. If it's not, then there's some weird shots that could help explain. Really? I'm pretty sure it was censored.
Okay. So do you think there's so that even adds another version to? Yeah. There's this version. There's the.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. If not, then some of the shots are weird. Like it would explain some weird shots.
Okay.
Of
Like which
ones? Obviously, like you're supposed to see that Anthony shot the dude's head off. Okay. He's missing like half his head. But like there's like a weird zoom in shot to Ai's face that's like not completely natural.
Okay.
Like obviously you can like see from kind of like behind him.
Yeah.
There's like weird shots like that, but again, like I don't understand what they were trying to set up in all of this. Like with that, like there's like no payoff to like if people who want like an edgy anime, they watch those first episodes. It seems like it'll be very like worth your time, but then it's not. In the end, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
And I just don't know I don't know what it wanted it to be.
Yeah.
In the end.
All right. So do you want to move on from artists and
yeah,
we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, I don't have anything else I need to say about it.
Yeah.
Even though I had much negativity, there's not much to say about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 12 episodes.
Exactly. So let's go. Who's your favorite character?
Okay, my favorite character is Ula.
Yeah, she's up there with me too.
Yeah, mostly because like her like power is pretty interesting, and her design's really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's what sucks. It's like
you can't really get into details about like her personality or that much because there's only like 2 episodes with her in it.
And then, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of does suck that we don't get more time with that character. She's like really coolly designed, and for me personally, I really dislike liking characters just for their design alone. To me, I don't know, it just seems like kind of lazy to be like, oh, this character looks cool, so therefore it's my favorite.
Yeah,
but in this anime, you don't have much of a choice.
I mean, she did kind of play like the shy type, or like kind of like maybe bashful. I don't know if that's the right word. About like how she was with like Ai and stuff.
Yeah. Also, a really cool thing. I don't think that it's ever mentioned in the anime, but they're French.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the language that they're speaking?
Yeah, it was French.
Or that she's writing, I mean?
Yeah, that she was writing, it was in French, so I was like...
I was going to ask you of that, because I was thinking maybe it's Italian or something like that.
No, it's French. And then, I also noticed, like, on the chalkboard later on with D, she was writing the dates. She put, it was in French.
Oh, wow.
Heard the dates, so I was like, oh, that's... I was like, why is she writing in French for? And I didn't quite understand. And then I just put 2 and 2 together.
So they're in Europe then?
Yeah, they're in Europe. They're in France. They have to be somewhere in France.
Oh, wow.
And it was weird. I don't know. It was like that's like a weird detail to maybe they have to pick up on, but. And I was like really surprised. I was like, "What the heck? This is so weird."
Yeah.
They added to the anime that doesn't take place in Japan. So I also wrote Ula as my favorite character.
Yeah.
And then I put also Kiriko.
Yeah.
So I thought in those 2 episodes, like their chemistry is like really cute with each other.
Yeah. I wrote down that I really like their dynamic.
And then like. Later on, when they don't even have speaking roles, when they're just reading Ai's message together. The problem I have with Ula, and we talked about it briefly yesterday.
This plot hole.
The plot hole is so stupid. So, her power is essentially if she sees you, if you hear her, or she touches you, you die, which is pretty cool. You die like a painless death. But the whole thing with Kiriko is that they got him to trick her to make her think that she's just a normal person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when she meets Ai, she's wearing all this garb.
Yeah. So that none of that kind of stuff, and she's like sign language. She's using not sign language, but like writing
everything.
Yeah.
So. How like I don't understand like how do they explain like that part is like how do they explain to her
that's normal
and then it comes to be like there's a scene where it first introduces Ula but she has all that garb on. It's like, wait a second, why does she have all that? Like, I can understand if they were like, oh hey, we have a visitor coming and they're not allowed to see you. So you have to wear all this stuff. So I can kind of get that. But then why, if she's just sitting there...
Yeah, if she's just a visitor.
Yeah, why does she have... Not even if she's just a visitor, but if she's around nobody and she's just sitting there with nobody in her chamber, why does she have to wear all that garb?
Yeah,
like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, it looks cool. It's a cool shot. I feel like maybe this... anime is better off as a light novel.
Yeah.
'Cause maybe it goes way more into detail.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Orthos, there's like that dude that helps Aya out.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to see more of that. That guy was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just more like, hey, don't do that. That's not safe.
Yeah. I'm here to rescue you at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any more? I'd put that guy as one of my favorite characters because he was really cool.
I put him as one of my least favorite characters.
Really?
Yeah. Because there was like nothing to him. There was like all he pretty much said was like, my passion is making masks or something. And
there's nothing wrong about that. That's cool. As I said, like I wish there was just more character depth.
Mm-hmm.
And like everything just seems rushed in this anime.
Yeah.
Even like 3-episode arcs are like maybe it would have been better as like 5.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they try with like emotional payoff in this anime and it doesn't work.
No.
That's the reason why one of my least favorites I put Kazuna.
Kazuna. Oh, that's
Anthony Hambert.
Mm-hmm.
I put him as one of my least favorite characters just because it's like.
So did I.
They tried to pull your heartstrings, but it's like there was like no build up to that character dying. Like maybe if you would have gave him some extra episodes and give him some like bonding time, but like the whole thing of like I can't tell you why I did this, I can't tell you, and like it even happens in Class 3-4 in the last arc.
Yeah, Alice. He's like, I can't tell you.
I can't tell you. I can't have you have any preconceived notions. Like, what does it matter? Like, it doesn't. But then, also, I didn't understand. So how did he die?
How did
Anthony die?
It's something to do with his wish. He wished that like.
Oh, maybe. Because he wanted to die with his daughter.
With his daughter, with his wife, or comfortably, or something like that.
Maybe, and then just fulfilled the wish.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of vague things with the wishes.
I thought that was actually pretty cool. That it's just God. Like if you wish hard enough, like God will come and answer your wish, but there's always the unintended consequence of it all. Yeah,
and the thing is, with Humphrey, whatever his name is, I don't think his wish would have granted him eternal life because his initial wish was, I wish days like this could never end. So I would think that would create some sort of like Groundhog Day situation,
like Class 3-4,
like Class 3-4. Yeah, I thought of like his wish before I watched the Class 3-4, and then when I watched the Class 3-4, I was like, oh, this is what I thought would happen with Anthony.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, there's a lot of plot holes in this anime where it's not really thought through. Do you have any? I know we're kind of jumping around with these favorite, but do you have another favorite?
Yeah, I have D.
D is really cool. So this is what I mentioned before. The only time the payoff actually works is with D and Alice. Is that final scene with Alice, sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
It has more emotion to it because you've seen this character for like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Like he's been there for a while. You see like how determined he is, and like how it carries on, how much D cares for him.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff. Like they give him actual development time. It's really good. That's like the only character relationship I really like. I mean, besides
Ula and Kiriko.
Kiriko, but that's like surface level.
Yeah.
But how Alice and D like each other. It's cute. It's a cute love.
But one thing that I didn't like that towards the end when Alice was like sacrificing himself is that so D just like goes through the portal to save herself. And then I is the last one in that realm with Alice, and then she's like the one that cries, and she's the one that hugs him and stuff like that. So it kind of didn't fit for me. I felt like it would have been better if D was the one that wished.
Oh, that's it, right?
Wished for Alice to come back.
I'm just like Ai's character of like ignorantly innocent. I got innocent. Yeah. Like that's like I don't know, cause it doesn't play well, like with her conflicted feelings. I feel. I mean, I guess it does make sense. Like if she's been like sheltered her whole life.
Yeah.
And then she's put into a situation where like she can't win. I guess that they should get like emotional. But so the thing, so I know there's a lot of dislikes of this anime. What I didn't like was at the end of like Alice is alive. She brought him back.
Yeah.
And then I hate that. That's the last line of the anime. Is he's like,
why'd you have to?
Why'd you have to save me?
Yeah.
And then it just ends. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, and then I smiles or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's so. And then it hits you with the fin at the end. I was like, okay, like I was like super confused.
Yeah.
About what was going on. Cause like I was like, oh, that's a cool. Because what I thought with the last shot was gonna be when it just showed his grave, I was like, it was gonna be like I and
D crying
and D like at his grave. I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool way to end it. But then it zooms out and you see him. I was like, wait.
Yeah. So why is there a grave if he's alive?
So
that's one thing.
So it didn't make sense to me. I was like, okay. Because he's like, oh, well, the world's disappearing. I got to stay here. It's like, wait, but you have a body outside. Why don't you just go? Like, why do you have to stay?
Yeah, it's another thing that's kind of like weird is that he's supposed to be dead, but when he leaves the portal into like the real world or something, he has a physical body, but
D doesn't. He's a ghost.
Yeah.
So that's why that's like a red herring clue there, but it's more of because there's never an explanation. So that's like more they wrote it to just be a twist to be a twist's sake.
Yeah.
And just like lazy, it's like lazy writing.
Yeah.
It just made me think of because we watched Blade Runner the other night, and to me that was like the twist in that one was also kind of lazy. Like you could see it from like a mile away what the twist was. But not the Pacific person who what it was at the end of the twist, but you can see it's like because the movie's so long and they introduce the twist so early, you're like,
yeah,
oh, like I kind of see where it's gonna go. It's yeah, it's overall just lazy. It's just lazy writing, and I didn't enjoy it. There's a word for it. Part of it's a red herring, but it's like they're misdirecting the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And just to misdirect you, like there's no
payoff.
Not even that there's no payoff. There's no like basically they're like lying to you just to get that twist.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know if you ever played Heavy Rain, but Heavy Rain has that same exact problem where like they show you a scene that didn't even really exist in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's like,
oh, so you're talking about when D fell out the window?
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking more about like the solid bodies to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Like that twist of, oh no, he's really dead. But I don't like it seems like that twist is so weird.
Yeah.
Like it's so out of nowhere. Like I thought it was really cool how like D wanted to reset the universe. That was really cool of her. And then just seeing like the world starting to shift. But I don't know, it was it's weird. I have big problems with this story, as you can probably tell.
Yeah.
And I am a very nitpicky person. This just hits all my nitpicky part of my brain. Do you have any other favorite character? I have another worst character.
I think that's all I really have for favorites.
Okay.
I have Ula and Kiriko and D.
Alright, which is the same thing actually I have. All right, so I already mentioned Kizuna, Anthony Hammer.
Yeah.
So the main theme of what I don't like about this anime is how it's rushed,
Yeah.
and how everything's not deep at all. I mean, not every anime has to be deep.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing just skims through. Like, I'm sure like each one of these episodes is like half a chapter or something in the light novel or something.
Yeah, but they want emotional payoff, and they want this, but they don't
deliver.
Yeah, no, like they don't invest the time. And if you don't invest the time, then why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care about any of these characters?
You don't give us enough time to like anybody.
Yeah, and they don't give us enough reason to like many of the, especially the principal cast.
Yeah.
You don't give us enough to like. None of our favorite characters are any of the main trio.
Yeah, Yuli, Scar, the baby.
The baby. Don't get me into that. It's ridiculous too. But my least favorite characters, it's the dynamic between Yuri and Scar.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they're a couple now.
Yeah, all of a sudden Yuli's like over his deceased wife and deceased kid and wants to start a family with Scar.
Yeah, like I did not understand any of it. It was so weird. Not uncomfortably weird, but it was just like I was like, okay, I guess that's a thing now.
Yeah, like it just happened out of nowhere as well.
Yeah, like I completely didn't understand it. Super rushed. I think it could have worked if they had like more budget or more time. But try just to hand fist it in there like, oh, now they're a couple now.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a cute couple. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Class 3-4 stuff when they're just showing together walking in the city, like that's really cute. But like her getting the baby, which was also weird.
Yeah.
Like aside, and then them getting together, which is another weird aside. It just didn't work. It's just messy.
Do you have any more least favorites?
Oh man, we can go into like
the Goron students.
Goron students. There's some cool Goron students. I mean, their powers are cool.
Yeah, but we don't get enough time with them to really like any of them.
I wanna give a shout out to the girl who could breathe underwater though. That was a pretty great gag of her just like coming out of the water. She's like, "Were you there the whole time?" She's like, "Yeah."
And then when she was at her desk during the secret meeting, she just had a bucket of
water and just having her head in there.
Yeah.
What's really dark about them is that they even said like where there was like a point where we wish something so hard that it came true, so you can guess like what happened to each of them. Like the girl who could be in the water, obviously she was like gonna drown. She was drowning. Yeah. So that's why she wished she could breathe underwater, and then
that's probably to hide from something.
Yeah. Or she was like say being drowned.
Oh, okay.
So like maybe she's being killed or she was
being choked underwater.
Yeah, and she freaking got that power. There's also like the twins that are actually the triplets. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really neat idea.
What was the little kid's one?
The one that stated as he's actually 22.
Yeah. What was his power?
I think it was like something about to do with sleeping. He was like in hibernation for a long time or something like that.
I don't know. That's weird. The other dude, that was kind of weird. Like he could eat.
He could eat anything.
Anything and turn into nutritional.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
The other girl had like a strong grip or something like that.
Yeah, strong grip.
And then Tanya.
Oh, Tanya,
she could see or hear colors, right? Or,
yeah. She could hear colors and objects.
Yeah.
Like I was a moonbow. That was pretty cool. What was I gonna say about this?
Alice is he could like shoot anything with like
precision.
100% precision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then it also like the episode of that is like he likes basketball and it took away his love for basketball.
Yeah.
Because like the one part that he liked about it was
that you could miss.
Yeah, you could miss. You could aim and not miss. That's why I was like really confused when they showed him scoring the game winning.
Yeah, that's shot. What gave him the nickname Buzzer Beater or something.
Yeah, but then like he was like
crappy. He was crappy at basketball.
Yeah, but like he looked like sad that they had won. I was like, wait, didn't they shoot and win? And they barely won. Mm-hmm. Like, why isn't he happy? But then I don't know. I don't know.
So did he already have his powers by then, or?
Yeah, it's messy. I don't know, man.
All right, so do you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. We got music. So the reason why I said I didn't even notice about each of the character songs, it's because I skipped the opening and endings.
Oh, you did?
A lot of the time, I did not like any of the. I didn't like the opening, especially. The ending was better.
You didn't like the air guitar? That's freaking. It sounded like it wasn't from Mega Man or something. I actually watched the intro every time. I thought it was okay.
I really liked the ending. The ending was not really good. It was good. Mm-hmm. It sufficed. I didn't like the opening at all. Mm-hmm. None whatsoever. Mainly because I wanted just to get through it in the end, and just cutting off that little bit was
saving you some time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's more time than I wanted to spend.
Right.
And then and the music again, it's like really forgettable. I thought it was really forgettable.
Yeah, the music in the anime, it's kind of like Renaissance-y, almost.
Yeah, the time period of this anime seems really weird.
Yeah,
it's really inconsistent. Mm-hmm. Like at times I felt
it's like medieval kind of.
Yeah,
but then they're driving a VW bus.
Exactly. Or like all of a sudden, like Class 3-4 is like a modern day school. Mm-hmm. Or like maybe it's just because society has fallen, or we don't even know if society has really even fallen. Like we never see a modern
city.
Like the only one is Orthos, and Orthos looks like a medieval town. Like it doesn't look like anything. Like we never see like a living town.
Yeah, we don't see like a place with cars and stuff
even
like that.
her village is like it's a village.
Like countryside.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's not that much to talk about music.
Yeah, exactly. Worst. Okay.
Worst episode.
So I don't. The only thing I have for worst episode is the Class 3-4 episode 3. Just because of the ending is so
exactly
anticlimactic. It's like you finally succeeded in this emotional payoff. You did it. You've been working this whole anime to get me to feel something. You got me to feel something, and then you just ruin it by having Alice alive at the end.
Exactly. It would have been so much better if Alice died.
Yeah, like I don't know. They said that build up for nothing was very disappointing. Mm-hmm.
And that's the same problem that I have with my other least favorite episode 3, is I think it would have been a lot better if Hamferny died and was buried, and that's it.
Just don't
have that happy thing. They spent the day together after he died the first time, before he got buried. It was like really weird. They're like freaking tightroping on the bridge. It was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get what they were trying to like. They're trying to make it more emotional, but I guess you hit it on the head. It's like it would have been more emotional if he just died.
Yeah. I mean, we knew he was happy that he was dying comfortably. Right. So why make it more happy?
I don't know. It's like I said, it's so weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just pisses me off. Like it's just sad that.
I know they had like such a cool concept and they just
wasted it.
Wasted the whole thing.
Exactly. I think it would have been better if it was more like in a modern setting than anything.
Okay.
I don't know. Just for some reason, like the countryside, I guess I don't know. It's like not really that appealing.
Yeah.
And like they always like forewarn that there's like hordes of undead Like make them seem like they're zombies just walking around.
And then when you get to Orthos, like all these zombie people, they're all kind of like civilized and then. Well, I guess that has to do. I guess they said that there's education so that they don't.
Yeah, exactly. They go crazy.
Mind. Yeah.
And like there's like psychology and like pills they take, and I actually like the fact that it's like the air there must be like super dry. Like that's why it's like in the middle of the desert.
Oh, okay.
So like their bodies don't rot. So I thought that was pretty cool. But do you have any other least favorite episodes?
Nah, those are pretty much my least favorite. Well, I guess there's that episode with that's all about Scar missing. That one was completely pointless.
No.
It's because like the whole episode, it's like, okay, Scar left, and she abandoned the baby, so being I wants to go find her and like have Scar explain herself, and so they find out. They go to where, I guess the baby guides them
right
to where Scar is, and they find the place where all gravekeepers are born. And she's just sitting in her hole.
Again, that's something that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't deliver.
Yeah.
That should be the tagline of this anime. Very interesting, never delivers.
But so they find Scar, and then like they talk to her for like 2 minutes, and then okay, she's back with the baby. She's like completely forgets everything that she. Like I don't really understand that episode.
Yeah, it's. Again, this is a lot of things I just don't understand about this.
Yeah.
I think what it extends to is that they didn't have enough time. Maybe they had enough time. They didn't have enough budget to do what they wanted to do.
They spent all the budget on brightness and I don't know what filter they were thinking.
I just feel like they didn't have enough time. Like maybe if they had more time, it would have been better. Like if this is like a 24 episode anime.
Yeah.
Maybe because in the end it wants to be anime. This is how I felt. It wants to be anime about characters, and it never really gets you attached to these characters because you can't hang on to them for too long. And it's like even though Ai's in almost every episode, she never gets any real development.
She pretty much stays the innocent type the whole time.
The whole time. Honestly, I don't know. It's disappointing, to say the least.
All right, so you want to go into favorites?
Let's go favorite episode. I think my favorite episode, besides we talked a lot about Orthos already. I really did like Goron Academy just because it gave us a lot of the. Like, we also know a lot about Goron Academy already. It gave us a lot of interesting characters.
Yeah.
Each one with like different powers, and it was also like the one that made me not the most upset, but it was like because it was like the more I get class 3-4 is also really good. I thought it was really good because it just gave more of D and Alice's backstory.
Yeah,
and I thought it was pretty interesting. But the Goron Academy like introduces us to those characters, and D as a ghost is like super weird.
Yeah,
and then like I said, just all the interesting powers. But they don't really do anything with it in the end. Again, it's the theme of the anime is like nothing ever really.
You see, interesting people, but they don't really do anything.
Exactly. How about your favorite episode?
My favorite episodes were the Orthos arc.
Okay, yeah.
That was mostly because of Kiriko and Ula, their whole dynamic and just the split people. Yeah, the
split people, and just the idea of like this sovereign land where like the dead can be there, and like nobody like messes with them,
and like, you can go there to die as well, without like fear of like it being painful or scary.
Exactly, like it's so like that's really cool.
Yeah,
and I wish there was more of that Orthos arc in there. Would have been really interesting. I actually thought that the 3-4 arc was as long as it needed it to be. That was the only arc I felt watching it. Like this is like a complete story.
The last arc, right?
Yeah, the last arc, Class 3-4.
Yeah,
it was the only one I actually felt satisfied at the end of watching, until the actual end.
Until the actual end, yeah.
But that it had everything in that arc that I wanted, with that character development and an actual emotional payoff, and then
we get to see like how Dee really is. And,
yeah, exactly. Like,
and her backstory and Alice's backstory.
Like how they try to develop those characters. Like, the only two characters in the whole anime that get development are Dee and Alice.
Yeah.
And that's it. So like I said, like this might just be a thing of the light novel. Yeah. Maybe the light novel's crap, but yeah, I don't know. This anime just makes me feel bad, sad.
All right.
Anything? You got anything else you wanna
like general?
You wanna add? Yeah. Anything else you wanna add in here? I think I've hit almost everything that.
Yeah.
I dislike.
Yeah, I pretty much talked about everything that I don't like either.
It sucks.
And
I know, like this is the first time that we've done like one of these where both of us really do think negative. Like,
yeah,
it's not even like Flint was like a neutral.
Yeah,
I felt it was like really neutral thing of it, but this is like the first time I had a really bad time watching. Like, you could watch bad anime and it be fun.
Yeah, this was kind of like a bad anime and it was bad.
Yeah, like you said, like maybe if we would like watch Flint subbed, like it might have been boring. But what saved it was the bad dub.
Yeah,
was pretty funny. This, I know it was dubbed. I'd feel like it would be hard to watch dub also.
Yeah. Like
especially, do you have the year this came out by any chance?
2013.
2013.
I think. Yeah, 2013.
2013. So dubbing could be okay. Depends. Yeah. Depends who dubbed it.
Yeah, I saw that. The only name that I recognize in the dub is Lucy Christian. She's in it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she's Dee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can see that. So. I can see that or Ula.
Yeah. She's I don't know, she's one of the minor characters. She's not like a super important one.
Yeah. Okay, so accessibility. Anybody can watch. There's nothing objectively wrong with this anime.
Yeah.
I mean, objective, like, there's not really any like sex. The violence is like really minimal. I mean, like there's like the only part of gore is in the first arc.
Oh yeah.
Like even Dee, like you don't never see her body hit the ground or anything. It's always like, oh, like 1 second before she hits the ground and then she's on the ground bloody.
Yeah.
That's why I also think that this was edited.
Yeah. That
maybe the uncensored version shows her hitting the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
Because there's like weird shots also. Like shots so you don't see like the whole disturbing body, and I feel like this anime wants you to show. It wants to show disturbing imagery.
Yeah.
But it just never gets there.
It's just held back. And...
Yeah. And then you also watch it on Crunchyroll, so it's very easy to find.
Yeah, you can find it there. The OVA is kind of harder to find, though.
Yeah, like, quote unquote harder to find.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Yeah. Rewatchability, we hit it before. No.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever watch this again. I would be more interested in reading the light novel.
Yeah, to see the differences.
Yeah, but the anime, I don't think I'll ever come back to this.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more likely to come back to Flint than this.
Yeah, exactly. That was my big takeaway. Was like, man, I really wish I was watching Flint right now.
Yeah.
Almost every episode, I was like, man.
I wish
Bindi was here. I wish Get Along would hit these people with the beam.
I know.
Oh man. Changes we would make.
Okay.
Never watching this anime to begin. I should have just left it be as good in my head.
Yeah, you would have probably built it up even more. Like, oh my god,
this would be so interesting.
It's gonna be so dope.
Exactly.
So it might have been a good thing that we just got it over with.
Exactly. And an actual change I would make. More budget, give it more episodes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wrote.
More development.
You could tell that there was a lot of things skipped, and I'm sure the light novel is a lot more detailed. Yeah. So, this anime would have benefited with more episodes.
Yeah, with just more character development. I don't know, like more in between episodes would have been nice. With just development, like make me care about these characters, and I said they didn't succeed. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know how you'd save it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to do it.
Better write. I don't think the writing was as particularly strong either.
I mean, they had good characters. They just didn't utilize them well enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Maybe like you said, in the light novels they're better developed, but we didn't see any of it here. Mm-hmm. And it's I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's a shame. This anime just really let me down, and I'm sorry to subject you to this anime.
Yeah.
So hard pass. This is the first ever hard pass.
Yeah, I would say. Don't watch this.
Don't watch this anime.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, this. I mean, I'm sorry for telling you last week, guys, to watch this anime, and I don't know. If you ever see me in real life, I owe you $5. I don't know, but yeah, this is the first ever hard pass for me.
So you heard it here first. The light novel is a lot better.
It might be a lot better. All right, Jay. So let's get this nastiness out. Let's wash it out. What do you got? What do you got for us this week, Jay?
Okay. So the anime that I chose that we're gonna be watching this week. So, it was based on an adult visual novel. So, it's a harem, but I don't know if it's like sexual or anything. I don't think it's sexual because it started out as an adult visual novel. It was ported to the PS2. And they took out all the nudity and all the sex scenes. And I think this anime is based on the PS2 game. And it's H2O, Footprints in the Sand.
I didn't know that was an adult visual novel. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's the one that I picked.
Okay.
So the main thing about it is that the main protagonist is blind. And I guess after his mom dies, he moves to some place near the beach. And girls are there, so we'll see what happens. Well,
I've had my fair share of adult visual novel anime
adaptations,
and I hope it's better than what like if you just would have pitched to me as it's a blind dude finding love, it'd make me very interested in watching it. But you describing it as it was an adult visual novel gets me like, oh man. I hope it's not what I think it is.
Yeah, but from what I read in the reviews on Crunchyroll, it has a 4.7 out of 5.
Well, what's kind of funny is like there's a lot of adult visual games that become big, and then like are way better than what their source material was.
Yeah,
like I don't know, like have you ever heard of like Fate Stay Night?
Oh yeah.
Like Fate Stay Night was an adult visual novel.
Really?
Yeah, and then now it's like a big.
Anime?
Yeah, it's a huge anime. School Days.
Oh, yeah.
This is an adult visual novel.
Mm-hmm. The anime is way more popular than the visual novel, I think, right? Or is it?
Yeah, the anime is, but that visual novel is actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it has like a bunch of multiple endings to it.
Yeah.
Cool. That being said, thanks everybody for listening. Sorry we're a little downers.
Yeah.
It's a little early in the morning for me too.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, share.
Yeah. Follow us on SoundCloud.
And on YouTube. The YouTube is up finally.
Yeah, the YouTube is. And one thing to note is that our SoundCloud, we're only pro. Our level is only pro. We're using SoundCloud Pro. So the older episodes are going to be like, they're going to start disappearing.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
They're not deleted. You could still watch our old episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, that's primarily where I think how we're probably gonna do it from this point on is the YouTube is gonna be a week behind.
Yeah,
and then so like every time we meet, Jay's gonna give me the week episode before.
Yeah,
and then I'll upload that. So the primary, I would suggest the primary way to listen to it would be through SoundCloud.
Yeah,
and
And if you want to if you missed one of the older episodes, you can just go onto the YouTube.
And I know I should have did this last week, but I hella forgot. But I need to make tiny URLs for our stuff, just so it's easier to find.
Okay.
But other than that, thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah, thanks you guys. We'll see you next week. Later.